we're doing the spontaneous video with, as you can see, Director Kenzi on the right. We've got Notre Dame and the crane that's rebuilding it at the back, and we're being tourists, all in our Fields of Green t-shirts in Paris. Yay, supporting the cause. We've had an awesome day. There was big protests downtown this morning, so Kenzi walked with the protests for a while, and then we met up, and then we've just been wandering around and going into old churches and having a lekker old time.
Yep. But yesterday we were at the National Assembly and we met some French MPs that are willing to change the policy in France regarding cannabis and the laws, which are very hard, and we are struggling quite since long years with Myrtle and all those that are involved. And so we still have to work together and to build our action in order to get this regulation and justice. Social justice.
The MP, for me, the cool thing for people in South Africa is that the MPs, I think, were receptive to your message of avoiding making bullshit regulation that then serve as a model for developing countries in general, but Africa in particular. In particular, France has this history with Africa, and we often give the most horrible example in terms of cannabis regulation. I mean, Prohibition 2.0 comes from Europe, no? And I think we managed to, Myrtle managed to explain that, we need also to take into account how what we do here impacts elsewhere. And that's new and that's good.
It just came together so amazingly. It was such synchronicity, because since March, Farid I said, well, there was this possibility of this conference in Cologne, and he said, well, if you're coming to Cologne, you've got to come to Paris. And at that time I thought there's just no way. Then I got sponsorship to come to Cologne and met up with my brothers here, and then Farid, just a week or so before I came, he saw that there was this committee of experts in the National Assembly that were meeting to talk about cannabis. And so he immediately wrote to them and said, this is who I am, and Myrtle is coming from South Africa, and they said, sure, join us around the table. And it was a really interesting, I had to concentrate really hard because it was all in French, but I certainly was able to follow it thanks to these two translating for me. And also what really heartened me towards the end is Christophe Bex, the MP, said, they were at the beginning of their term. And he said to everybody, come on, we've got 4 years, let's really make a difference. And I think that what's different in South Africa is our government is coming at the end of the term, and they wanting to rush this bill through before December. So that was definitely a contrast, but I think that their eyes were opened. We left copies of the manifesto there, and let's hope that we can continue some dialogue with this particular expert committee. And it's been really, really pleasant being a tourist in Paris too. Farid and I have ridden the subways and buses and walked our legs off. But I will see you next week, and it's been really nice coming to you from a little park somewhere in Paris near Notre Dame. Lots of love.
Bye-bye.
Bye.